Moonwalker music.
Word of mouth advertising is the strongest thing in our business because private jets is still kind of an anomaly. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's one person asking another, hey, who do you fly with? Even talking about sending some of our staff to the Ritz-Carlton, they have this like top tier next level performance kind of training.
Yeah.
And it's all about that clientele. It's all about never having to ask for your customer, never having to ask you for anything, that you've always got it ready. The largest car salesman in the United States, right? When he was asked, how does he do so well? He says, I never try to sell him that first car. I try to sell him every car for the rest of their life. And that's what makes the difference. So you're not on that first deal. I'm on every perpetual deal after that. And that's my mentality. When I come in, I don't want you to buy one jet. I want you to buy every single one of the jets that you're ever going to buy in the rest of your life from me. Part of our advantage is we do something that people want to do, right? People want to fly. So I'm constantly interviewing pilots, right? And I have to like say yes, no. But it's all about those intangibles, right? Because a lot of our stuff is customer service. A lot of our stuff is our pilots need the ability to think and operate on their own. Those are the kind of people that we're willing. I need autonomous little me's all over the place that are able to execute. You know, I don't need somebody, like if you go to a major airline, you're gonna be another cog in the wheel. I don't want that. I want a wheel. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Having that confidence in that pilot as well, knowing, okay, this guy, mainly like one of the things, overrunning joke between the pilots is that, you know, I'm going to land this plane, not for you, but for me, because I got to go home and see my kids. You know, but these certain passengers will have certain preferences to certain pilots, and we like to give them that, you know. So if they're requesting a certain pilot, we like to make sure that they're with that pilot. That pilot knows their kids' names, their dogs' names, their what they drink, what they eat. All of those things are all kind of what he was saying earlier. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. You know, we know all about them. The most that we can know about that passenger will help us build their profile, so their experience is going to be the same every single time. They know that they're going to have that top tier. It's not a question of it.
When you talk about interviewing pilots, how deep do you go into their background opposed to like what they're qualified to do? Like how much do you go into the person, the man or the woman?
I almost exclusively go, because what we have is an advantage in aviation. We have this thing called PRIA request, so we can see all their previous work history, and all we'd have to do is file with the FAA and stuff like that. So we can see more where they've been, how long they've been. I want to see the person. So I'm asking qualifying questions about how they grew up, where they went to school, you know, those kind of things to see, like, build a better foundation of who they are. Excuse me.
Absolutely.
The guys for the podcast. This is our maintenance team. This is Kim. This is one of our sister companies. We're nice to meet you. How you doing?
Hey, how are you? Jarvis, nice to meet you.
So,
So y'all do all y'all maintenance here in-house?
we do. This is my maintenance company. Mine and Rob Wrinkle, we're partners. This helps us to ensure that our airplanes are up all the time. That's one of the largest downtimes that you're going to have in aviation is maintenance, right? On any kind of unforeseen weather, maintenance, those kind of things that you can't do. Having our own maintenance company, if something breaks at the end of a flight, my guys are on it. I've already addressed the issue and it's able to recover and fly the next flight that it's on. That way we don't have that long downtime. We use private maintenance, then you're at the whim. You get in line at the end and you're not going to be able to make the schedule. And our number one thing is to be able to make these on-demand charter operations work. So you give me a call, it's my duty to get that plane in the air in a reasonable amount of time, usually about 2 hours.
Sweet.
And that's what we give for our members and our owners. Standard charter, there's a little bit more flexibility. You know, we try to get it done as soon as possible. But for our members, they're looking at us to get them to their destination. And that's why they pay the premium for their membership fee. And that's why we try to exercise any of their travel requests.
Someone on a membership fee, how often do they fly with you all, like on a yearly basis?
Most of our members fly 5 to 6 times a year.
Okay.
So it makes up their membership costs, and then they get a little bit in the backing, you know?
Gotcha.
So it saves them for their crew fees, their fuel costs, their airplane lease. It's about 20% savings. So it's pretty substantial for them. But then they get the ability to call somebody and say, hey, I need to be in Delaware right now. And we get a crew, we get a plane. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Kevin, Tim Tebow's assistant, called us the other day and said they needed a flight within 3 hours. We had everything ready. It ended up canceling, but that's the kind of service that we provide.
Shout out to Timmy,
yeah,
Mike.
right,
Go
right.
Gators.
So the members know, for the most part, you know, respectfully give us that 2-hour window to try to get everything going. But if you do that, we'll be good for you.
100%.
That's awesome.
And from my understanding too, Roger, you mentioned it's pretty much like a white glove service as well, right? You get to pull up, they take care of everything for you.
100%. So we have our customers pull through the gate. They pull through the gate right up to the airplane. I have the linemen or some of the other pilots get all their luggage in. We make sure we have all their drink requests and all their catering requests, and then we're out of there. There's no TSA. There's no taking off your shoes, acting like like you're part of the problem. No, you pay for this airplane. We're treating you like you pay for this airplane. You know. And another thing we do for our members, sometimes people have dietary restrictions and stuff like that. When you get on that airplane, it is your airplane. There are no peanuts if you have peanut allergy. You know what I mean? You feel like this is your airplane while you're on it.
So it's custom to each individual.
Exactly. So they give us all of their requirements and everything like that. I like this kind of drink. I like the Blue Daddy or whatever. You know, I don't drink. So whatever the kind of crazy seltzers they're drinking these days, we get them and they're on there. Peach fuzz, whatever kind of flavor, and we make it happen.
So anyway, so these are called T-hangers. So basically people rent those individually. They'll put a smaller aircraft in it. You can see the small hangars. We built bigger hangars trying to attract more of the light twins in the turbine aircraft, the jets and the turboprops, which we have. Most people coming in here are turboprop or jet customers. And we have 4 hangar buildings, all 4 are different sizes. So that's our largest at the end. And then this is our second largest here, and then that's our third largest, and then this one's the small. So, so people, what they do is they buy the hangar, and then they'll pay a ground rent for the 35 years. And these were actually they're condominium. So when you actually buy them, you get a deed to the building itself, but you don't get a deed to the land. The land is leased.
How much the hangars pretty much go for? I know it depends on the size.
It's about $170 a square foot. So it's pretty much consistent, but that's what it costs. So pre-COVID, $100 a square foot. Post-COVID, $170
Everything though went up.
Oh my God, steel, concrete, labor, raw materials, it's just unbelievable. And these are all built to withstand like a 100-year hurricane. So when you start looking at the foundations and what we put in, it's just, I mean, my footers are like 8 feet by 8 feet with double mesh rebar. I mean, it's just crazy. So we're gonna head out. So it's just.
I might have been on the wrong guy. Sorry.
Sorry, you got kidnapped. I was like, he's kidnapped.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Cool stuff, man.
Blink 14 times if you're in distress.
This is my grandson. That's a little baby. He's 6 years old. He likes to kid.
Just a grandson. Yeah. 6 years old.
Yeah. And then, so my wife was. So this is her Porsche race car here, and then these are just some of my collectibles that I have. So a Demon, that's a 308 GTB, and that's a 2016 Corvette with a Hennessy conversion.
crazy.
I know.
When do you ever drive?
I
Probably
don't.
just leave it.
Start them off once a week. Let me show you my office up top.
Yeah.
What is that?
I'm a Civil War type guy. I love the Old West.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
And Eastern Maryland was the Ward brothers. Those two up top. And then Chincoteague is Cigar Daisy did those. I got another one that's being framed right now that's signed by George Bush when he was H. Bush when he was in the military flying TBMs. So we'll have those on the wall. So everything's got a little special something to it.
Nice.
Yeah, a little bit of meaning behind it.
Steve, we really appreciate you really showing us the man cave.
Yeah.
This is
It's motivating,
special
man.
and unique, man.
Yeah.
It's motivating for sure.
So we have one available that's actually stays at the airport. And we have another one besides that, then we have this. We actually have 3 available. So on the next Sunday, or this upcoming Sunday, the military's doing a flyover. They're going to land at our FBO, then we're going to drive them out in 2 of these limos to the stadium.
Yes.
I love aviation because there's a lot of kids that don't have direction, and when they find something that they like, such as aviation, and I was like that. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but when I got involved with aviation, it changed my whole life. Look at your pedigree. Look what you can do. You have a resume, from playing football for the Jags, where you can make an impact to people's lives.
Definitely.
In the gym, you're helping people. You need to get me motivated to go to the gym.
I got to get you. Hold on. I'll share this one story with you real quick before we get out. Believe it or not. So 2018, well, actually, let me step the year before that. 2017. So I got hurt 2017. I tore my quad. So I went through a crisis. I went through the depression. I went through what am I going to do next? I went through a whole identity crisis where I had to find myself, right? For the longest, all I've done was play sports, play football. So I had to find myself, pick myself back up, and ended up meeting my partner, Brandon Floyd, now who I'm partnering with the gym business. And it kind of sparked me back up, from training, went back to school, got certified to become a trainer and actually learn the fitness industry. So opened up a gym 2018, and you couldn't tell me that I wasn't going to work with high school athletes, college athletes, pro athletes. That was the mindset that I thought being a former pro athlete. Yeah. And that wasn't the demographic of clientele we got at the gym. It was more stay-at-home moms, doctors, lawyers, and everyday citizens. And I'm like, okay, it's a little different, slower tempo. But what actually inspired me to help others was I had a client named Ms. Pat, who was 75 years old, okay? She trained every morning at 6 o'clock. And seeing her go from 0 weight to 5 pounds meant the world. And I remember asking her, hey, Miss Pat, what makes you get up every day at 6 o'clock? I want to train and do this. And she said, Josh, I lost my husband a few years ago. And if I don't get up and train, I possibly could not wake up at all. Like, this is what keeps me going. It was that moment that made me realize it's not about sports anymore for me. You get what I'm saying? It's helping people. It's being there to support people, motivate people. And that's why I was admired by what you said of, when you talk about generational wealth, it's cool with your family, but at the one place you're helping 300 people who got jobs now, right? Went from probably 10, 12 to 300 people. Even here, people went from $12 to $23 an hour and benefit plus bonuses. So trust me, brother, that sits with me. I appreciate the conversation today, and I'm gonna definitely take those nuggets.
I'm gonna definitely come visit your gym because please do.